Hi all, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Bog. Today's video is going to be doing a Diecast Loonie's one maker challenge. It's taking a car from a specific automaker like Ford, Subaru, what have you, and showing the different types of models that they made. It doesn't necessarily have to be all Mustangs, or they shouldn't be all Mustangs. Just be, let's say, a Mustang and then a Falcon or something along those lines. But I decided to go in a slightly different direction. It's about an automaker it's been around since the 50s, but isn't very well known. They're more of a secretive prototype kind of a maker, but they do make some fantastic models that a lot of you have seen. Now, I don't have all the models, mind you, because some are still classified and some I just don't have in my collection, but I have managed to cobble together some, and the models are by a company called Wayne Industries, and they're more famous for doing specific type of car, but various different models of that car, which is the Batmobile. Now, this one here it's by Corgi, and it's a 1950s Batmobile 1, and you could see it's the car itself is in 1/43 scale, but it is in very good condition and shape, and it does have a working feature, which is an opening top, so Batman and Robin can go in, plus it shows the Bat computer and Bat type signal. So this would be the first model that they released, and then the second model, I'm gonna go in no particular years, would be another Corgi. It's a 2000 Batmobile version from the cartoon. This one doesn't have really any working features. It's just a really neat model of the car itself. So that is the next type version that they have released. Like I said, Wayne Industries is a fairly secretive company, so when they do bring these models out, you will notice that they do bring a lot of stir into the marketplace. Unfortunately, like I said, they are prototypes, so it's not something that you can buy. And the more classic version that they brought out, of course, is the 60s version Batmobile, or the Bat car, whatever you want to call it. You can see the models got progressively more stylish and sleeker. And this is, of course, the classic one that most people from the 60s will remember for the TV show. But it is, of course, one of the more classic prototypes that Wayne Industries have done. And then, of course, they made the version 2, which is a more powerful engine, and they added some more better graphics to add in speed wise, because they're thinking at that time in the 60s where the more graphics, the faster you can go, and they've proved right. So this is the following model year of that particular car. And then, of course, they went a little bit more progressive, when the time and the age went up, and they started making a bit more a flary, more punky 70s type style with the big mohawk on top. you know, and so that was the you know, the 70s and the punk rockers. So they decided to be more fashionable and add a better type of mohawk on top of like a wing to make it look like, you know, they'll blend into those type of kids. So that was pretty cool. Wayne Industries did fairly good representations of the models themselves. And then of course they went a little bit more backwards to their previous age, you know, how they wanted to show off, you know, going retro, as they said, in the 80s. So they went, you know, more kind of old schoolish look with their models, adding the kind of wings that you would find in the one in the back here. But of course this is, you know, make it look all 80s spicular. But it was very nicely done by them, and they added a little bit of, you know, flair with the paint job and stuff like that to make them more blend in with the 80s pastels. Of course, in the 90s they went a little bit more kind of goofy with what they wanted to do, because they really wanted to show off their styling cues in their department. So they went with like a double bubble kind of look, you know. It was the I guess the me generation, so they wanted Batman and Robin to kind of split up so they don't touch each other. So this is the what they went with, you know. It was all brute power, so they added two turbo, so neither one of them, or two exhaust jets, so this way neither one of them would feel left out. So this was pretty cool. And then after that they went into the 2000s, you know, with the muscly, manly kind of era. Everything's big and bulbous and thick, and so they brought out this version of the Batmobile. You know, a big hippie butt end, and of course, you know, all muscular lines, look at me kind of a look, like most auto manufacturers at that time, you know. And Wayne Industries weren't immune to that. But they not only did make cars, they also ventured out, kind of like Tesla at this point. They did some aeronautical stuff, you know, and they brought out, you know, some helicopters also. So they could really show off, you know. Wayne Industries were a pretty vain company, so they wanted to have a lot of bling in their stable. So what they did was do a helicopter, you know, but not just any helicopter. It had to have, you know, some fun weaponry on it, because, you know, it's America. If you don't have guns on it, it's just not worth the effort. But that's what they did with this one. So that was pretty cool that they went in a different way and adventure on it. But of course, the other thing that they did was they made, you know, specialty luxury single-seater jets. So their clientele could, you know, fly around singly and fast. And what they did was they also made type of airplanes like this, you know, a sleek body, you know, look like single-seater type planes to get from point A to point B, you know, from meeting to meeting. So this was a pretty cool type of aircraft that they decided to design. Little is known about it, the actual R&D department of Wayne Industries, but everybody has seen their vehicles around on the streets in Gotham and and know what they're capable of making, you know, but that's what they've been mainly known for, is their specific models of this car. There are a few more recent ones, like there's a Tumbler and the one that came out just more recently. Unfortunately, those are still pretty classified ones to have, so I don't have those ones. But thank you anyways. Thank you very much for watching. Loonie, this is a fun challenge. I hope this one met the criteria. If not, I went in a completely different direction. But thank you everybody for watching, and if you like this kind of content, please like, share, subscribe, and I'll see everybody in the next video.